Welcome to the channel. Welcome to today's run through of all the latest Manchester United news and transfer updates, keeping you right up to date with everything. I'm Jamie. Before getting into it, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's jump straight into it. So, end of the transfer window is upon us. I'm recording this video at 5 o'clock. Doesn't look like there's going to be much more movement, maybe an exit, but yeah, it looks like it's all pretty much wrapped up. And the main deal of the day, the goalkeeper situation. We had news this morning. It was the toss-up between Emi Martinez and Senne Lammens. I felt at the time with the way Romano was going on that it might be that we were tipping towards Emi Martinez. Turns out Manchester United have gone for Senne Lammens because David Ornstein has come out saying that Manchester United reached total agreement with Royal Antwerp to sign Senne Lammens. Deal for 23-year-old Royal Antwerp goalkeeper worth €21 million plus add-ons. No sell-on, 5-year terms. Belgian international flying in to complete Manchester United deadline day move. Then we had the famous "Here we go" from Fabrizio Romano. Manchester United agreed £21 million plus add-on deal for Royal Antwerp for Senne Lammens. Here we go. Agreement in place for Belgian goalkeeper to join Man United immediately. Deal set to be sealed after medical. Deal also included add-ons, as David Ornstein reports. Nave Salt said that insiders are convinced that Senne Lammens is the best goalkeeper available on the market. Sean Connolly said that United prioritised Senne Lammens as their goalkeeping option months ago and have never deviated from their intentions. Antwerp may have made negotiations more difficult than anticipated, but the player wanted to play at Old Trafford. Lammens is regarded internally as one of the greatest goalkeeping prospects in the game. So that's interesting from Sean Connolly. So he seems very, very highly regarded within the ranks at Old Trafford and at Manchester United. And it's not hard to see why. Statman Dave said, remember David De Gea's insane 2017-18 season? I remember it well. Well, he prevented 12.5 goals that campaign based on the quality and quantity of shots faced. Last term, Senne Lammens prevented 14.5 shots. So in terms of quality between the two, obviously between Emi Martinez and Senne Lammens, he's always been seen as the better of the goalkeepers with more potential. The argument for Martinez, which is where my standpoint came from, was the experience, the leadership qualities, the attitude, the personality. I do think it's something that we're missing, but you know, Senne Lammens is not a bad alternative as well. So we've got him in. And the latest on that is Sully Talks has just come out at the time of recording saying that Senne Lammens has now successfully completed his Manchester United medical test and will shortly sign his official contract at Carrington. 23-year-old comes here with the intention to fight for the #1 goalkeeper position. Told his agent he only wanted United, and that's been Ineos's big thing this season or this summer. Get the player buy-in. We only want to sign players that want to come to United. How many times have I said that, or how many times have you heard that as well this transfer window? And you know, I think he's going to need time. He's going to need development. He's going to need patience as well. But he is very, very highly regarded, very good in terms of his stats and his, you know, I like the highlights. There's not too much data on that around him, but you know, if he's seen as the right man to come in and the right choice, then fair enough. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But yeah, give us your thoughts and feelings on that. I know it was kind of mixed from previous videos where some of you were more tipping towards the men, some of you tipping towards Martinez as well. It's decisions made. Senne Lammens is going to be United's new goalkeeper, and hopefully he does well. Hopefully he does well, because my God, we need, you know, a good shot stopper and just a safe pair of hands between the necks to stop the calamity mistakes that Bayinda and Onana have in them as well. But so it'll be interesting to see now what happens. Is he going to be thrown straight into the first team? We'll have to wait and see. We'll obviously hear more over the next couple of weeks with the international break being there ahead of the derby against Manchester City. But give us your thoughts and feelings on that in the comments below, and smash the like button if you are happy that United have finally gone out, even though it's last minute and deadline day, and signed a goalkeeper. So hit the like button if you're excited to see, you know, a new goalkeeper at United this season. Now, that wasn't the only here we go that we've had today. So Jadon Sancho has gone to Aston Villa on loan. So Aston Villa on the verge of agreement to sign Jadon Sancho for Man United. Deal for 25-year-old winger to join Aston Villa on season-long loan. almost done between clubs and with England International. Man United retain option to extend contract till June on June 26th. He's shouted out a correspondent from The Athletic who deals with Aston Villa news and transfer speculation and stuff as well. So that came from David Ornstein. Fabrizio Romano said that Jadon Sancho to Aston Villa, here we go. Deal in place on initial loan from Manchester United. Green light from United and deal being sealed with formal steps to follow next. Sancho will join Aston Villa. Fabrizio Romano, though, interestingly, did say that Aston Villa will cover part of Jadon Sancho's salary during his loan, and Manchester United will activate option to extend Sancho's contract till 2027. So not only are we loaning loaning Sancho out for a season, we're going to do the +1 option on his contract as well. So that means we're going to have another Sancho saga next summer, and I'm already pissed off with that. But I suppose if it's a way to maintain his transfer value and maybe be a bit of an up yours to Sancho as a way to say, you've taken the piss out of us all summer, rejected offers, rejected moves, and you want the wages, then fair enough, we'll keep you for 2 years and we'll have this whole entire saga next summer as well. Or is it a way to maybe protect his value? Is it something to do with the loan where it becomes like an obligation to buy? We'll have to wait and see what comes up regarding that. However, the Times are saying, though, the loan deal will see Aston Villa cover 80% of Sancho's wages, but with the addition of a loan fee and achievable bonuses, there's hope from United side that the full salary will be covered this season. So worst case scenario, 80% of his salary, a straight loan. I've not heard anything around an option or obligation to buy. Sounds like it's just a straight loan. And potentially we might extend his contract by that +1 year, which I don't know why we would want to do that, but I suppose it's protecting his value rather than him walking away for free next summer. But we're going to be back here next summer because, he's not going to want to take he doesn't want to take a pay cut, does he? That's the reality of the situation. He does not want to sacrifice any of his high salary at United because nowhere else is offering him that sort of money. Give us your thoughts on that in the comments below. So interestingly, Fabrizio Romano clarified the situation from this morning's video, if you watched that, where there was talks about potentially a swap deal involving Sancho and Emi Martinez, saying that with Manchester United, the deal was on until this morning. The idea of Manchester United was to do a permanent swap deal with Jadon Sancho and Emi Martinez, not to involve any money in the deal. The valuation around £25 million for both players. But at the moment, from what I'm hearing, this is going to be impossible because Sancho is going only on loan and Sancho is not accepting a permanent move. So really interesting points there from Romano. Firstly, suggesting they were just looking at a straight swap. So, i.e., we buy Martinez for 25 million, they buy Sancho for 25 million pounds, but that obviously didn't materialise because Jadon Sancho was only interested in going in loan and was not accepting permanent moves. So when you go back to when you think why we've had to loan him and pay 80% of his salary, that's the reason why, because he wasn't going to budge. And, what do you do? What do you do then? Like, I would have loved the United just to let him rot and not let him not play a year. And then actually it's done the 1 year option on his contract and then let him rot for 2 years personally. But I don't think financially we can afford to do that, which is the most annoying thing about the situation. But that would have been interesting, straight swap. But obviously not done. He's on loan to Aston Villa now for this season, and we've got Senne Lammens in. Now, where does that leave the current choice of goalkeeper? So Andre Onana's future remains in serious doubt, even if he stays beyond the transfer window. He was reassured by United that a new goalkeeper wasn't a priority, but the club is now working on deals for Senne Lammens and Emi Martinez. So that came this morning from Samuel Luckhurst before we had the announcement of obviously Senne Lammens coming, saying that there would be doubt, and Onana was reassured that United wouldn't prioritise a new goalkeeper, and now we've signed a new goalkeeper, so maybe that would put a rocket up Onana's backside. But Romano was saying that Andre Onana and Altay Bayindir may be an option for Galatasaray now that Manchester United has signed Senne Lammens. As of now, Manchester United expects both Andre Onana and Altay Bayindir to remain with the club today. And Rob Dawson is saying that Galatasaray have shown interest in Onana over the weekend, but his preference is to fight for his place. So another one, that wants to stay and fight for his place. God knows why. Maybe it's something to do with the wages. But the Turkish and Saudi Pro League transfer windows are still open. They're not closing today with the European window. There's still a couple of hours left, but there's no real movement at the time of recording this video regarding any further exits. Malacia is the only one. Apparently his loan move to Elche has fallen through, so he's potentially one out of the bomb squad anyway that we're failing to potentially move on this window within the European window. Although, as I mentioned, Saudi, Turkey, they've still got their window open, so potentially we could see some movement, and then potentially we could see some exits with Bayindir, possibly Onana, now that we've got Senne Lammens in. But we'll have to wait and see how all that plays out. But give us your thoughts on that in the comments below. And then just quickly go through some other news. There was a story yesterday from Steve Ralston saying about another goalkeeper. Abdullah Al-Hamandi will not be joining Manchester United. The club gave the move serious thought, and the player anticipated an offer, but United have ultimately decided against signing him. Young 20-year-old, been on trial at the club. The reports yesterday were saying that potentially United were looking to offer him a contract, but it would be a youth team contract, but now no longer the case. I wonder if the fact that we've gone for Senne Lammens, who's a younger profile of goalkeeper, has then made us think, well, actually, what's the point in signing another young goalkeeper? Maybe if we went for Martinez, we would have got Hamandi as a backup. You never know. But not coming by all accounts. Now, on the midfield, there was a report earlier from Spain saying that Manchester United have inquired with Conor Gallagher's management about a loan. Atletico Madrid want to include an obligation to buy £45 million. United preferred a straight loan with no obligation. So that came from a not so credible Spanish outlet, I would say. The reality is on the midfielder, Romano has said that at the moment it's very quiet around midfielder. If United will do some surprise, we'll be here telling you. I would keep doors open in the final hours because they might be an opportunity. But Jamie Jackson said that Manchester United are almost certain to end the window with no new midfield acquisition. Kobbie Mainoo's wish to leave on loan will not be granted. So Jamie Jackson suggesting that we're not going to be signing a midfielder. And with the fact there's only a couple of hours left in the transfer window at the time of recording this video, I'd be very surprised if we signed a midfielder. Now it would have to be, something very extraordinary for us to get a deal done in less than 2 hours. But give us your thoughts on that. I do think that's a concern, especially with the opening of the season. I do think a midfielder is needed. Goalkeeper, midfielder would have been ideal into the transfer window, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see how it all plays out. But I do think not getting a midfielder is going to be an issue in certain games this season. We've already seen it so far this season. So, but if we can stop the mistakes from the goalkeeper at the back, then maybe we could get away with it until, and maybe reassess it in January if we've got some funds now that we've got all the exits done. Maybe they're saving some money for January, gives us more time to scout somebody and see how the team are getting on. But not ideal, is it? Not ideal. But give us your concerns on that in the comments below. Just on Mainoo, Manchester United have informed Kobbie Mainoo about 0 chances to leave today, despite requests to leave on loan. So Kobbie Mainoo is going absolutely nowhere. And Sky is saying that United are not expecting any further incomings after Lammens on deadline day. The club are happy with their options of Ugarte, Casemiro, Bruno, Mount, and Mainoo, who will be staying. So according to Sky Sports, United are happy with their midfield options, and after Senne Lammens, there is now no new signings, so that's going to be it for our transfer window. I'm going to do a review of the transfer window maybe some point in time this week, and it's just coming out. Sully Talks has said that Senne Lammens has now signed his official contract. As soon as United made formal contact with his agent, Lammens told them that United was his priority. So apparently Sully Talks is now saying that Senne Lammens has officially signed his contract, so we're going to get an official announcement or something like that in the next day confirming that deal is done. So again, smash a like on the video if you're excited to see Senne Lammens for United this season, and let us know in the comments all your other thoughts regarding today's dealing, as I'm sure you will. Smash a like on the video on your way out, subscribe to the channel if you are new. See you in the next one.